Hi guys, this is a video on the wave. So this is trying to explain hopefully row 14 and row 15 of this particular part of the pattern. So I've done all the previous rows. I have my ends marked off to help make sure I don't lose or increase any stitches by mistake. So I'm going to do it exactly as read. Just to let you know, folks, I'm using a 4mm hook because tension for me can be quite tight, so I've gone up half a size on all my hooks just to make sure that my pieces aren't too small. Okay, so here we go. So the first instruction is to chain 1 and to do a DC or double crochet English terminology, single crochet US terminology into the base of there. So she's not using the turning chain as a stitch, so we're doing 1 double crochet and then we're doing another one into the next stitch. Then we have an asterisk. An asterisk, the little star, this usually indicates a series of the pattern that they're going to request you to repeat more than once. So the first instruction after the asterisk is to do 1 half treble into the next 2 stitches. So half treble is English terminology, half double would be US terminology. So we need to put 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. So that's 1, 2, and the next instruction is to do 1 treble into each of the next 2 stitches. So treble again is UK terminology, double crochet if you're using US terminology. So we put a treble in here. 1, 2, okay, and then the next instruction is to do a double treble into the next 3 stitches, and this is a treble in US terminology, double treble in English terminology. So that's twice round the hook, insert, pull up through 2, through 2, through 2, yarn over twice, in, through 2, through 2, through 2, 1 more to create 3, and at this point I'll just stop and you can see how this combination of stitches is starting to create that wave already. Okay, so we've done that part. So now we're asked to do 2 trebles into the next 2 stitches, double crochets if you're using US terminology. So that's 1, 2, and 2 half trebles into the next 2 stitches in UK terminology, half doubles if you're using US. So that's 1, 2, and the next instruction is to do a double crochet in English terminology or a single crochet using US terminology in the next 3 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that is the first 2 doubles there, and then we had the asterisks, and then we had the 2 half trebles, the 2 trebles, the 3 double trebles, 2 trebles, 2 half trebles, and 3 double crochet, and that creates the first wave. So it wants us to repeat that particular sequence of stitches right to the end of the piece of work. So I'm just going to carry on do that, guys. So next we're doing 2 half trebles, 2 trebles, 1, 2, then we're doing 3 double trebles, and then we're going back down to trebles, so we do 2 trebles, 2 half trebles, and 3 doubles. So we repeated that action again. So we now have 2 waves in our piece of work, and we've got a little way to go yet, so we must continue. So again, 2 half trebles, 2 trebles, and then 3 double trebles. 1, 2, 3. Excuse the noisy child. 2 trebles, 2 half trebles, and then 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. So we now have 3 completed waves to our piece of work. Don't worry about the colours in this, guys. I'm using special DK for this particular piece of work, and it was just what I had in my stash that matched the colours best that I could find. So please don't think that I'm completely going off track here. These are the colours that I had in my stash, because unfortunately I don't have all of the correct yarn at the moment to complete my other pieces of work, but I will get it, so that's all that matters. But I really wanted to show you these videos, and the only way I could do that was to have some pieces of work done for you. So anyway, going back, we're going to continue from the asterisk again. So again, we're doing 2 half trebles, 2 trebles, and then we're doing 2 double trebles. No, we're not, we're doing 3. Sorry about that. So that's 1, 2, that's 3. So we're back to trebles again. So 2 trebles, 1, 3, 2, 2 halves, and it looks like the sun's coming out here in Northumberland, so that's quite nice. 2 trebles and 3 doubles. So 1, 2, 3. So that's 4 waves complete now. So on to the next one. So we're repeating the instructions again. So it's 2 half trebles. Oh, mind my end. Oh, I've caught it up by accident there. 2 halves, 2 full trebles, 1, split it, 2, and then 3 double trebles, 1, 2, 3. Then we're reducing again, so with 2 trebles, 2 halves, 1, 2, and then 3 doubles, 1, 2, 3. So that's our 5th wave completed now. We're getting close to the end, so it's worth just checking with the pattern here. And it says in the pattern that to repeat from the asterisk to the end, but when we get to the end we are omitting one of the double crochets, so we're going to end with 2 double crochets. Just like we did when we started, we only had 2. So rather than 3, you'll only have room for 2, and that's correct. And that will give you your full 85 stitches. So we'll just continue till we get to that point. So we're doing 2 half trebles, 2 trebles, 1, 2, 3 double trebles, 1, 2, 3, then we're going down, so it's 2 trebles, 2 halves, 1, 2, and if we look at the piece of work, we have 2 stitches remaining, which is correct. So we're doing a double crochet in each of those stitches, but remember, on your final stitch we are changing colour from teal to mint if you're using the original yarn, sorry. So we don't complete this stitch, we're now going to change our colour for our next row. Again guys, these are my colours from my stash, they're not the correct colours for the actual piece of work. I'm going to end up making 2 blankets, but I think that's going to please my daughter. So, so we're going to complete this last stitch with our new colour, at which point I will just snip off the original colour. I would usually weave this in at this point, but I just want to continue with the actual video to show you what row 15 is. So row 15, I'll just flip my piece of work over, peeps. Okay, so row 15, we're actually kind of doing the opposite, because we're working on top and we're trying to make a nice straight line. So the first instruction in row 15 is to chain 4, sorry, with our new colour. 2, 3, 4, and at this point I personally would move my stitch marker and put it in that 4th chain now. So I know that when I do the next row 16 on top, I know exactly where my last stitch is. So we've done the chain 4, and she actually puts in brackets that this chain 4 counts as a double treble, or a treble if you're using US terminology. So this turning chain counts as a stitch. Okay, so our next stitch, sorry, is a double treble, which goes into the 2nd double crochet. So we'll just do that now. So where we have short stitches, we're introducing tall stitches on top with the new colour. So we've got 2 double crochets in the blue teal, so we've got 2 double trebles in the lighter colour, the mint. Okay, so the next stitch is to do a treble in that stitch and a treble into the next stitch, and then it's asking us to do a half treble into the next 2, and then we are doing 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches, which takes us to the asterisks in the pattern, guys, but just so you can see the contrast. So where we have short stitches in the teal, we are adding the opposite stitch on top. So where there's a double crochet on the bottom, there's a double treble above it, and this is what creates the wave in the pattern. So it's not the best colour in the world to have against white. Okay, so now we're at the asterisk. So now what it's asking us to do is a repeat action. So from here onwards we're going to be repeating so many actions. So it's asking us to put half trebles into the next 2 stitches. So that's 1, 2, and then it wants us to put a treble into the next two. So that's one treble, two trebles, and then it wants us to do 3 double trebles into the next 3 stitches. So that's 1 double treble, 2 double treble, and 3 double treble. And then it wants us to do a treble in the next 2 stitches. And then 2 half trebles into the following 2 stitches. And then in the next 3 stitches we're doing 3 double crochets. And it wants us to repeat this again to the other end, to the end. It says 4 times, so that will give us the correct number of waves to go on top of the tail. And when we're at the end, we're going to be putting 2 double trebles at the end. But again, remember, you're changing colour again, so your last double treble you will be completing with the next colour, which is olive. So I'm not going to do the whole of the mint row, but you can see how the opposite stitches create the waves there. If you've got any questions on it, please give me a shout. I will be doing a video on blocking in a moment. So happy hooking, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.